Hello my friends! I continue to tell you about my quest for sound, which was not easy, as you may have noticed, and for which I did not find any element in the book of Revelation to guide me. Only the evocation of the two witnesses, which I assimilated to the speakers, was a confirmation that I was on the right path. But you will agree, it was not enough to realize them. I continue with the adventure that allowed me to develop this exceptional sound that I call the Yo energy. August 25th, 2001. Now that I'm using the 20 centimeter speaker, I'm going to disassemble it to stiffen the arm of its chassis. With it also, in spite of all my past tests with small loudspeakers, I will be obliged to play the do and do, redo game many times before arriving at this final development 17 years later. September 13, 2004. Once again, I have to open Mr. E and Lady O to work on the internal processing. As the question arises whether the sound problem comes from the system or from the room, I also modified the small baby Yo system that is at Fumi's in his large living room, not acoustically treated. Each time, it's a lot of work. Remove the covering materials, remove the screen covers, unscrew, remove the speaker by scraping off the traces of glue, modify the interior, screw it back on, reglue the speaker, fill in the screw holes, glue the edge of the speaker's back together, glue the cover materials with another glue. First listening, purely indicative, because it is necessary to wait at least the following day for that the glue are dry and do not affect the listening quality anymore. Then the result is not always up to the expectations, and in this case, it's necessary to start again. I would have to repeat the operation many more times before the final adjustment. There are so many parameters that interact with each other: the internal treatment of the box wall, the thickness and choice of absorption material, the surface treatment of the cable connecting to the end. For the loudspeaker, it is the rigidity of the arm of the chassis, the ergonomics, the surface treatment, including that one of the membrane, which is different. There is enough to keep you busy. All this is very long to find and to realize, and even more to judge the result with certainty. That's why it took me so long to finalize everything. December 27, 2005. I leave my house. In the street, a delivery of goods, as there are many in this district of Indian clothing wholesalers. They leave plywood panels from the packing crates as waste. It gives me the idea to try the Mr. E and Lady O pedestal in this matter. Also, this is low quality plywood. It should be fine. The thickness is sufficient. I'll get to work on it. Tracking, hand cutting, gluing, assembling, drying. I listen, not bad. Some of the hardness of the sound is gone, but it's a bit muffled. I think then to nail seats of upholstery to ensure a funny connection between the various thickness of wood. You need a lot of them all around each panel. I noticed that the vibration transmitted by the tip is diffused on the surface of the head. From this observation, I will buy larger copper heads instead of ordinary steel. The result is better. but not very fully satisfactory. Then I think of nailing long spikes of about 35 millimeters in steel and with a flat head on the edge of each panels, which causes an acceleration of the vibrations in the steel, the sound moving there faster than in the wood, which are expelled by the flat head. Problem. The first points have a grid in relief on their head. You have to grind them one by one. Still, this is not a good solution because it takes too long time. I have to run from store to store to find nails with a smooth flat head, which are not widely distributed. I nail. My neighbors must be happy. To check the accuracy of this principle, I also make smaller feet for Baby O that I listen at Fumid. Bang, bang, bang. It never ends. This search will last for months until the beginning of September 2006, before I realized that there was still a defect, that it was better to go back to the medium fit of the beginning and try to find an effective surface treatment and less restrictive than these nails of misfortune. The joke will have made me put more than 3,000 nails on the big feet. Each time I had to calculate the location and the number of holes to obtain a maximum diffusion without splitting the wood. With the small and various tests, it's more than 7,000 that I would have nailed, believing to have made a brilliant discovery. Furtherly, the boiler making that I started at the Smaker Vocational School when I was a teenager had taught me how to use a hammer. Despite everything, I hit my finger more than once. You could say that I could have while with this nail story that made me crazy.